No, I think on second thought, I think this doesn't really look that bad. We just need to play with the colors a bit to get what we want. Let's preview this and see how it looks after that. And if we have it darker, then mixed with this, we have this. I think the texture here is repeating too much, so I can go back here, select this part and scale it down a bit maybe. So it's this. And I don't like this seam here, so I think it's caused by this. Let's see what is this here. So let's see, we have this part and we have this. So this can be together. So this here can be put together with this, like that, and this should also be together. So can bring this be like that. Zoom in a bit. And then to remove that middle seam, just need to mirror this in the y direction, and then just make sure that it's aligned with this. So like, let me move this, zoom in a bit. So move this right around there. So we shouldn't see that seam. It shouldn't be as bad as it was. So maybe we need to mirror these two, because when we move the entire batch, it shouldn't be like that. It should move in the same direction. So let me try mirroring this too in the X direction, so that when we move this, it all moves at once, and the seam should also not be visible anymore. So yeah, we are good with that. So let's go back, see what we have. You can see we have the paint. I think this is a bit too brown, so let's maybe that's not it. Let's see which part is too brown. I think it's okay, it's too dark here. So we have the color, and we can also use this cavity map to add more details. So if we look at the cavity map, it looks like this. If we add the power, so let's find a rough texture to add some of those scratches that you see there. So if I can find a good texture here, let's see. Trying to look through my textures here and see what could work. So let's get this texture here. This, and so this is how it would look, but we need to subtract it from this so that it only comes through other dark areas. So if we add a power node, sorry, a convert math node, and connect this to the top and connect this to the bottom, preview this node. Let's try subtract. Let's try add, or let's switch these around and see. Subtract. I think we need to see more cavity with this. So let me first duplicate this, and this should be there. I reduce the contrast of this. Can also add another power node, convert math, then change this, the operation to power. Power. That way we have more areas, dark areas to work with, and connect this to this value. Let's see what we get now. If I change this value, getting this. We're getting the results, but not exactly what I wanted. But so let's see if I change this to multiply. If I change this to subtract, sometimes you have to play around with the values a bit to get what you want. Subtract. Let's see if we invert color, invert this here. Maybe let's play around with a different texture here and see how that would look. Okay, I think this is better. You can see the kind of details it's giving us. So let's play around with the contrast a bit. And let's play. You can see what we get. I don't like how there is no detail to the bottom here, so let me select these legs and UV unwrap them again. Also make sure that you are on the second UV. Then you can see they're too small in our UV space, so let's unwrap that again. Unwrap. Now they should have some detail to them. So this is going to be like a dot on our on this, so or dark spots. So we can reduce them a bit. So let's see how that would look. So this is how currently our color map looks. So if we add another mix RGB, connect this to the top and add this to the bottom. And use multiply. Let's try screen. Let's try or maybe let's just add a mix RGB node here. Use this as a factor. You know what, let me see. We can let me first preview this node here and change this to multiply. So the white areas, we can give them a different color. And preview this. So set this to screen. It's too much, so let's try changing this to white. Multiply. we change this to black, I want these dark areas to come through here, but for some reason it's just changing the color here. So let me see how I can change that. So if I use this as the factor, preview this, change this to mix, you can see how we have those dark spots, that white spots that are coming in. So we can give them any color we want, or we can just use another wood texture for that. So let me find another texture here that I can use for that. For that wood, let's first try a color and see. Remember, we need to mix this. We need to bring back the ambient occlusion. So this is our ambient occlusion. You can see it's coming from the ambient occlusion. So which looked a bit like this. So without the ambient occlusion, with ambient occlusion. So instead of using the previous color we had, let's connect this here. Actually, it's supposed to, the ambient occlusion should be down. So we have something like that. Maybe something like that. Now this can be fed to our color, base color. And if we preview this, we have this. Let's play around with the color of this and see. Screen. If you change this to overlay, I think this is better actually. So we just need to make a roughness map for this. So we can get this from the color ramp, from the color. So we can just add a convert color ramp to convert this to a black and white map. So if we preview this, this is our, we can use this as our roughness map, but to add some interest and make it more variation, add more variation to that, I'll also add a texture over it. So I'll mix it with another texture. So let me add this to add in some spots, and so I'll, before this is fed into the color ramp, I can add a mix RGB here, color, mix RGB, and let's preview the results here. This is what we have, and so let's change this to multiply. So we have those spots. Let me see how this looks as the final results for the color. I think it's good, but those spots are too dark, so let me reduce them a bit. So again, we can use this as the roughness map. So we can connect this to the roughness and preview this. Okay, it's working, but it's too reflective. So we can add a power node. So color convert math power node, because I think I need to invert the reflection map. Change this to, let's try divide and see. I'll always just preview the node before we use it. So let's see if we use power and use a negative value instead. It doesn't work. So let's just let's see. Let me try multiply. Oh, let me just add an invert value, or let me just invert the color ramp here. So flip color, bring in the contrast back, and that should bring back the details like that. But that would be too light, so too reflective. So let's put it around there, and maybe put this around there. Now we can use that as the roughness, and let's preview this. You can see how this looks. This is a bit too yellow for me, so let me try changing the color for this. If that's not it, I think it's around here and this here. You can even go for this exact look and making this a bit light like that, but I'll just go, I don't know which is more interesting, this paint or the wood. So let me play around with this and see if I change this to this. You also need to change this color here. Where is it? This, I think you still need to have that warm color in it, so I need to come back here. If you want to reduce those dark spots, you just have to find the thing that is adding them. So you just have to go back and look at the different areas. So let's see which part added them. I think it's this bottom part. Yeah, it's this here. So that's without those spots. And, this. So you can make it look really old or just a bit old. And maybe we can also play with the contrast of these, of the wood itself, so that it's not too spotty. It doesn't have that too much spots like that. Yeah, and I think we are done. We just need to add some bumps using the normal map. So I can just again use this here. So add a vector bump, connect this to the normal, to the height, and connect this to the normal. Let me make sure I'm saving this. So this is what we have. It's too bumpy right now, so I can reduce the strength. Still too much, so let me put it around 0.05. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So just throw in some lighting there and you're good to go. So I'll go on and bake the color map, and then the normal map, and then the roughness, and see how that goes. I think I need more ambient occlusion with this. So let me see, where is my ambient occlusion? Where is my color? This is my color. So I can bring in some ambient occlusion, and then add a color mix RGB, connect these to the bottom. So if we preview this, this is how the ambient occlusion looks. We can add a convert math node, change the operation to power, and increase the strength of this. Let's first make sure that this is set to full. So about there, then we can connect the color to this, not to the factor, but to color 1. Change the blending mode to multiply. Now we can connect this to the base color. If we preview this, but the ambient occlusion right now is a bit too much, so we can reduce that by playing with this factor. I think this is good enough. And let's see how this would look in different lighting conditions. Yeah, so I think this color here looks even better. Yeah, so I'll be baking this down to a color map, and then a normal map, and then a roughness map, so that we have a complete PBR texture workflow. So thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you want other project files, you find them on my Patreon page and or my CG Trader account. Thank you.